Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Boyce. Martin. Here. Dole. Here. Crockett. Here. Geske. Here. Phillips. Here.
We have a quorum tonight. As always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from the December 18th, 2023 last meeting. It was included in everyone's packet, and hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I'd accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I make the motion.
Motion by Phillips.
I'll second.
Second by Crockett. Roll call.
Phillips.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Martin. Dole.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation. Again, tonight, public comments, a time for you to address the board with comments. This is not a question and answer session. If you have topics that you would like to address, you can contact the village administrator during the normal business hours or set up an appointment, and he will attempt to address those concerns to the best of his ability. Each commenter will be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that if your comments have already been made by a previous commenter, that you do not continually repeat the same comments. Our first commenter is Bob Forsythe.
I guess this year I'd like to know if we're going to have any transparency. Well, we're going to actually find out questions that we ask. And I have a question for you, Tim. I know no questions. Comment. Are you going to work for the Village of Manteno, or are you going to work for the Economic Alliance Board this year? You got to work for one of them. You can't work for both. It's one or the other. You might want to start the new year off right and resign tonight. Wouldn't be a bad way to start. But again, there's never any questions answered. If you want us to talk to Chris, I did. I don't get many questions answered. But you need to decide on if you're going to work here for the village and represent us, or if you're going to represent the Economic Alliance Board. You cannot do both. You've made some very poor decisions this year, and we're all going to pay the price for it. How come you don't answer questions like, why can't we just come up here and get an answer? And that's how it should start this year. Not you telling us before there's no questions and answers. It should be done with questions. It used to be done. But when you want to not answer a question, that means you're hiding something. And you're guilty of something at the same time. So not answering is hiding. But you might want to do the village, the residents a favor here tonight and just resign. It's time. You've been sitting there too long. So why don't you step down?
Thank you. The next commenter is David Kukin.
David
Kukin, so, excuse me.
I don't know. I just think things should be said. One of the things is I don't understand how our country has so many different foreign relations committees that in a bipartisan manner have warned us all about the CCP and the People's Republic of China, and we just go along with Mr. Pritzker and his way of doing things. It'd be interesting to be a fly on the wall if any of you people would have to do a deposition. I can't believe with what you're proposing and all the safety concerns that we should be looking at our public safety person at the meeting at the elementary school told me I should carry a shovel in the trunk of my car. And that was her concern for that evening. I think we have a lot more safety concerns to be considering here. The questions that we do have, we were told last time that maybe we could get some answers. We've emailed, both Bob and I have emailed things. Don't have any answers to the questions yet. And my question, I have no idea what Bob talked about, but my questions just were questions that should be answered verbatim, because there's no way you should have voted on it if you didn't know the answer to the questions.
1 minute remaining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Village President's report, I have nothing on the agenda tonight. Village Administrator's report.
I have nothing either, Mayor.
Okay. Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities. Mr. Boyce is not here tonight. He does have one item on the agenda. Mr. Martin, do you want to take that?
Yep. Let's see. He has old business, none. New business on the agenda, ordinance 23-14, an ordinance of the village of Manteno vacating a 30-foot wide strip of land being an unimproved and unused extension of North 2000 East Road between Illinois Route 50 and the Canadian National Railroad right away. Chris?
Yeah, so this is a strip of land that was showed up on a title search for the old Public Works property down at the end of South Oak Street. In order to clear the title to be able to sell the property, we had to vacate that old right-of-way to get rid of that. So
That's a strip that goes right through the middle of the parking lot, is that correct?
Correct, yep.
So this will be vacating that, so the title will be clear to be able to sell that piece of property to the school district.
Correct.
Other than that, he has next Public Works Committee meeting is Tuesday, 1/23/24 at 7 a.m. in the village boardroom.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Martin. And Properties and Recreation, do you have anything for that?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. My next public safety meeting is January 10th at 7 a.m. here in the village boardroom. My safety temper concern is this weekend, one of our local stores was a victim of attempted passing of counterfeit money. The suspect attempted to load a $3 gift card using the fake $100 bill. Fortunately, the store staff had been trained well and checked the bill immediately and noticed the security code read $10, not $100. She immediately got on the phone with dispatch and contacted the police. While she was on the phone, the suspect overheard the conversation and fled. But the police were nearby by then and intercepted the vehicle in town. A chase began and was terminated at I-57 due to the high speed. Fortunately, with the assistance of cameras and LPR systems, the vehicle and the owner have been identified. The same week in the store in Bradley, along with several other nearby communities, dealt with the same counterfeit crew. It's very helpful for all of our local store managers to coordinate with the police department and get their employees trained on how to identify counterfeit money and what to do when confronted with it. These employees did a great job.
Thank you. Chief, has there been a case made against them yet, or?
No, just happened, so we haven't tracked them down. But we've had 2 or 3 other cases over the last few months, just in the same crew. But we've several agencies in the area have also been working together on it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and Health, or Planning and Zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any items on the agenda this evening, but we do have a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 23rd at 7 a.m. in the Village Boardroom. The next Planning Commission meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, the 9th, 6 p.m., also here in the Village Boardroom.
I believe that's been canceled, hasn't it?
Yes, it was canceled.
That was canceled, yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing on the agenda for it.
All right. So that Planning Commission meeting scheduled for the 9th has been canceled. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you. The only item I have is payment of bills in the amount of $244,557.50. of which 0 were from TIF. We have bills authorized and paid between board cycle of $44,929.81. And our next Finance Committee meeting scheduled for January 10th at 7 a.m. right here.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. General Government, Mr. Phillips, you have anything? Okay. So items we'll be voting on the consent agenda tonight are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have ordinance 2314, which is an ordinance of the Village of Manteno vacating a 30-foot wide strip of land being an unimproved and unused extension of North 2000 East Road between Illinois Route 50 and the Canadian National Right-of-Way. And then the payment of the bills in the amount of $244,557.50, of which none are TIF 3 bills. Is there any items on the agenda that we need to vote on individually? Seeing none, I accept the motion to take a single roll call vote of the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
So moved.
Motion by Geske, second by Martin. Roll call.
Geske?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Accept the motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
I'll make that
Motion by Dole, second by Crockett. Roll call.
Dole? Crockett?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Now, comments? You have anything tonight you want to talk about, Mr. Martin?
Happy New Year.
Mrs. Dole?
Everybody had a happy New Year, no snow, but it wasn't sticking, so that was good. But on New Year's, or when I was in Chicago,
Do we have any incidents on New Year's for any of the establishments in town?
No, we didn't have any issue.
No calls at all?
We have call.
Yeah, but nothing, no arrests made for anything. Okay. Mr. Crockett?
No comments, Mayor.
Mr. Geske?
I have nothing.
Mr. Phillips? Oh, I have no comments. Accept the motion to adjourn. Motion by Dole.
Second.
Second by Phillips. Roll call.
Dole? Phillips? Martin?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming, for watching.